All right. Uh, so I should probably just introduce myself. Um, this is just gonna be for me, and I guess one other person. I should have started it a while ago, like a long time ago. Honestly, I should have started it like in 2017, realistically 2016, but it's all good. We're here now. So yeah. My name's Emp. That's like EMP, just Emp. Um, and I like Pokemon. I guess I like it a lot. I like the games, I like the series, I like the art, and I also really like the cards. People usually, they usually like center in on one part of the franchise in general. It could be the merch, it could be the series, it could be the movies slash anime, cartoon, whatever you want to call it. It could be the games. For a lot of people, it's the games. For me, it's like almost like a 50-50 split when I was younger between the cards and the games. And now it's predominantly cards. But like, I mean, like after Heart Gold Soul Silver released in like 2011 or whenever it was, um, I stopped playing. I still play the games every now and then, but like, I'm always pretty much just focused on the cards for the most part. You know. So that's a little bit about the person who's speaking right now. My favorite game is Pokemon Red. Right here. I mean, everyone, I don't know, probably anyone who's like a 90s kid, like their favorite game probably is, I don't know, it could be like one of the Gen 1 games. It might be Gen 3, it might be Gen 5, they might be strange and it might be Gen uh 8 or some shit. I don't know, Sun and Moon, whatever. But a lot of people, their favorite games are the original games. Red, blue, green, yellow. Um, I have like very distinct memories of just playing on my Game Boy and like just playing in the car and not having the Game Boy flashlight. So like I would have to hold my Game Boy towards the window so that like the traffic lights and the moon and everything in between could just reflect on my screen so I could actually see what was happening. And even though Gen 1 doesn't have the most amount of content, I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I thought it was incredible. And I would just play it over and over again. Like I would literally use most of the time the same team over and over again. And I would just enjoy getting my Pokemon to level 100 for some reason. And it was great. So yeah, that's that. Uh, Pokemon's been a pretty big part of my life for as long as I can honestly remember. Pokemon has just always been around. Um, my most played game is probably Super Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers Melee, and obviously just Pokemon is everywhere in that. Funnily enough, I started out in 64, and Pokemon are just everywhere in 64. Like even in the intro, obviously with Pikachu, I think it's like Pikachu is on the ball, the Pokeball, and like people are walking past. So Pokemon has just been everywhere for me. Um, it's carried me through a lot. Good times, bad times. It's just been a very big thing in my life. Uh, I'm starting to make this series. I mean, it's call it whatever you want, series, uploads, whatever. Because I'm 27 right now, and I feel like I should document these thoughts and just my journey with Pokemon, this franchise, this series, and my involvement or its involvement in my life. you know. So this is just gonna be straight up just real spill. Like I might stutter, I might straight up just blank out on my words. Like I'm just not gonna edit any of this stuff. I don't really care for that. You know, I'm just kind of here to just really just sort of make a time capsule for myself and just document, you know, my happenings regarding Pokemon because I get up to a lot with Pokemon. As of now, I am a collector. I mean, I've always been a collector. I had a bunch of cards growing up, a lot of WotC, and a lot of early Nintendo stuff, and a lot of mid Nintendo stuff too. By mid Nintendo, I mean like Diamond and Pearl. So I had a lot of WotC stuff growing up, obviously, like everyone did. Then I had a lot of early Nintendo, so that's EX era. You know, your Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby Sapphire, all that stuff. And then right before Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you have Diamond Pearl Platinum era, and that's also one of my most significant eras too. Um, I want to say a little bit less than WotC and early Nintendo era, but I have very distinct memories of trading level X cards with my friends. And I'd have to say my third favorite Pokemon game is Platinum. My second is Gold, right here. Um, so my third favorite game is Platinum, and I played the hell out of Platinum. Platinum's got some really fucking cool Pokemon, or just Gen 4 in general just has really fucking cool Pokemon. Um, so yeah, I even today I get up to a lot with Pokemon. I actually on this day attended a card show, and I actually wasn't even gonna make this video, but I met this guy when I was just standing outside or whatever. I met this guy, and his name is Zhang. I hope I didn't pronounce that incorrectly. I think it's either Zhang or Zhang, but he knows who he is. And we were just talking. We were just talking about Pokemon, and I have a binder, and I showed him my binder, and he was pretty impressed with my binder and whatnot. Um, and he was like, "Hey, man, you should, you should talk about this more. You seem to have like a decent way with words. You seem to be decently spoken, and you should record and capture your progress." And I was like, "Dude, yeah, I've been meaning to do that for ages. I just didn't settle down to do it. I've been meaning to do it for years. I've literally been telling myself." So the very reason, the very inception of this video is because of Zhang. So thank you, Zhang. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna start just doing these. I'm just gonna start talking about whatever comes to mind. Usually, I'm gonna try to upload one every few days. If I can, every day would be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so today I went to a card show. Uh, it was good. It was good. I guess I have like a little bit of, I don't want to say notoriety, but like just like a smidge of relevance because you know, I have a notable, what I would like to say, a small notable collection that a lot of people find impressive. Um, I want to preface by saying that when it comes to Pokemon and stuff, right now I do have like a goal. I used to not have a goal. I used to just collect the cards that I just really love. But now recently in the past few years I have a goal, and my goal is to basically just curate and collect eventually what I would like to be one of the best collections in the world. Uh it's pretty hard, but you know, I'm working on it slowly. And it's already taken like several years. I mean, I've been collecting seriously since 2017. And COVID happened and Pokemon got really expensive, so it's really tough. Um, but yeah, so that's a little bit about myself. I mean, I know I've said that a bunch of times, but you know, right now in Pokemon, that's what I'm working on. I want to create one of the best raw collections in the world. Um, you know, whether I do that or not, or whether I complete that or not, I'm not really interested in. But that's just something that I would like to do, and that is what I'm currently doing. Um, I will go a little bit further into that, uh, probably in another, upload or whatever the hell these are called, episodes, sure. But yeah, no. So I met Zhang at this card show today, the London card show, and yeah, he sort of gave me the final push to start doing these. I'm gonna start doing these. I didn't get any. When I go to the card show, it's very tricky to get quote unquote pickups because I'm very meticulous about what I acquire and how I acquire it. I don't sell my cards. I only trade my cards. And so and I'm also really meticulous about what I let go out of my collection. So oftentimes, more than not, it is very difficult for me to complete a trade with someone. Not because I don't want to, but it's just I really love my cards, man. So it's really hard sometimes. I show people my collection and they go like, hey man, like can I have this? Like can I have this Quasar? And it's like, oh man, I mean, not really, dude. And then they go, okay, what about the Shining Zard? And it's like, oh man, I mean, not really, dude. Like I don't really like that card. And I'm not trying to be difficult, but it's just not really not easy. And it's a little bit tricky as well when the people who do want to like negotiate with me, like I mean this in the nicest way too, but they're not particularly interested in like a mutual just a mutual benefit. They're kind of just looking to gain something from, someone who has a raw collection in the hopes that, they can grade and make more money and stuff. And I kind of see right through that stuff and it usually just ends up nowhere. So yeah, there's that. But I mean, that's just a whole different topic for another time. Um, I think I already mentioned that my collection is raw. Um, I do not have any graded, even though I'm literally holding a slab in my hand. But when I do acquire graded, it is instantly to be broken out and put into the binder. So that's that. My pickup for today is this is one of my favorite cards. It is obviously the Japanese time space distortion card, which is I think I don't know if it's a promo, funnily enough. I guess clearly not. It says level X collection pack. I do think that there is actually no. It's in the unnumbered promo section, but it's not a contest slash trophy card, if that makes sense. But yeah, either way, time space distortion. This is one of my favorite cards from the obviously the Diamond Pearl Platinum era, specifically Platinum. In Japanese, the holos are just absolutely spectacular. They have more sparkle. They, for some reason, just more than often with the English counterparts, always have swirls. You can see like there's a swirl right there, and there's a swirl on the border, which is just like awesome. I think Mesper is really fucking cool. I think all of the Lake Trio are really cool. In particular, Mesper and Uxie. Azelf is pretty okay. But yeah, this is one of my favorite cards. I managed to get it for a really good deal. I think the person was selling it for £40, and I just balls to the walls there and said, "Hey, can I get it for 20?" And they said, "Yeah." So shout out to that person. I kind of forgot who they are, but shout out to that person because this is one of my favorite cards, and I got it in freaking awesome condition, fucking BGS 9.5. I'm just gonna break this shit out instantly, and it's gonna go straight in the binder. So, well, really happy about that one. Let me move my microphone. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I got this today. I've been wanting this card for a really long time. It's not, it's not expensive or anything, but I really like it because I think the Lake Trio are very cool and it is very good condition. So I'm really happy about that. Um, yeah, man, I'm just super stoked about that. In terms of the London Card Show today, it was pretty good. I really met some really nice people. People always say like, "Hey, are you the guy with the binder?" And it's like, yeah, man, that's me. Hello. Um, and I'm not the most interactive. I'm actually pretty. I'm not shy, but like I just don't speak. Like I'm literally not shy. Like if I was shy, I wouldn't be making this video. Um, I just don't speak. Like I'm just very reserved. You know, there's a difference between reserved and shy. But yeah. A lot of people spoke to me. I met this really cool guy, Lorenzo, who is I just realized I think there's a swirl on the bottom of this card too, which is actually just like dope. That's three. But anywho, yeah, I met this really cool guy called Lorenzo. Shout out Lorenzo. And I met my Holland friend who I met another show ago. I guess he's Dutch. But yeah, called Faiz. Yeah, shout out him too. He's really cool. But I think the show has to be Zhang for me. It's really cool to meet Zhang and kind of get an eye into the perspective of the modern collector. I think he is a reseller. I'm not 100% sure. I know that he obviously does collect, but you know, not all collectors are resellers, and not all resellers are collectors. Um, so it was really nice to get an insight into learning about modern and stuff because I don't know anything about modern for the most part. You know, I know like a couple sets like Evolving Skies has like the Moonbryon and stuff, and you know, I think there's stuff going on with prismatic evolutions and whatnot, and how like it's really um like there's not enough supply and stuff. But you know, I was learning about all that today, and apparently like I didn't know that the Moonbryon hit rate is like absolutely atrocious, probably the worst hit rate ever. I honestly didn't know modern pull rates were that bad and stuff. So you know, I went to the show, and I'm always happy to learn. I'm always happy to you know get new information and meet people. And I met a bunch of good people, dude. I'm so bad with names, but I think I got a couple follows on Instagram and whatnot. Um, Not the streaming site, just like whatnot being like a general term. I don't use that. But yeah, I met some really nice people. I'm still undecided on if I go tomorrow. Because dude, like that was expensive and whatnot, man. I think I spent like a hundred pounds today, like $140 or something. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed the show. It was good. It was really good to just kind of you know speak to people because you know I really love Pokemon. I love all collectors so long as they're just genuine collectors. You know, I think I spoke to like a couple kids. Like a couple of kids just you know they didn't have like hundreds and you know like cards with thousands and stuff, but you know I spoke to this one kid and he was like I don't know probably no more than 11 years old, and like he was like scouting out verse trainer cards from E series, and I was like wow, like this little kid is like interested in like versus trainer cards, like something from so long ago that's like probably like double his age, and he's like interested in them. And I said like why do you like vintage, and he's like oh no I just like vintage. I was like dude that's fucking awesome man, I'm glad you like vintage. And he was working out some kind of trade. I don't know whose hypno it is. I know there's like a hypno card. I think it might be Morty's or maybe Sabrina's, but I'm not 100% sure. um I don't know if anyone ever knows the answer, and if anyone sees this, and if they could put it in the comments what hypno or what trainer the hypno belongs to. It's probably I don't know. It might be like someone random like Kogo or something, but it's probably Morty or Sabrina because Sabrina's the psychic type gym, obviously. But sorry, I got interrupted. But talking about again? Oh snap. Uh oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the hypno. Yeah, so I don't know. So there was just some little kid like just you know trying to just make a deal for, like vintage cards, and it was just like so cool to see like the versus trainer set. Not only is it like a very like unknown like set, but like it's just so old, and this like kid who was like literally no older than 11, dude was tiny. He was like fucking 4 foot or some shit. Like just I don't know. I think in his binder he had a Japanese like Blaine's Charizard. I was like, dude, this guy is like he's locking in. So, you know, it was just really nice to see. You know, it's really nice to see. I really appreciate I really appreciate anyone who just genuinely likes Pokemon. Just genuinely into the hobby. I really, you know, those young kids are really just the lifeblood, you know. And it's just really cool to see like all ages. You know, I saw like some seniors there. I mean, they were kind of just hanging around, but you know, I think I saw a couple seniors, you know, flipping some cards, you know, checking some cards out. And then you just got obviously, you know, grown adults, and then you know you got teens and little young kids. So it's just really nice to see, man. Really nice to see. And I went to the trade night, and I just got so many compliments. I got more compliments than I know what to do with, man. And I don't really like handle compliments well. You know, that person, she knows that. I don't really handle compliments well. And you know, I wish she were here to take all the take all the compliments on my behalf. Because it's not this collection. It's not just me. There's another person involved too. But right now I'm just taking care of it for the most part. It's kind of a dual effort thing. But yeah, I think I'm. You know, today was swell. Today was good. You know, shout out Zhang, shout out Lorenzo, shout out FaZe. You know, great people. Uh, yeah, you know, this is just an interesting test run. Hopefully, more in the future, and I will be talking about my collection and just my day to day in the hobby very soon. I'll get it on camera. I'm kind of unsure how I'm gonna actually get it on camera because it's in a binder and stuff. So I gotta, you know, sort out the camera and whatnot and just see it so it's not awkward. So I figured right now I'd just do a little bit of talking. So yeah, take it easy and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.